It's Todd Duncan. Welcome back to our 2020 Gave Me video series. Today is day 14. The 14th gift that 2020 gave me is the gift of gratitude. Being thankful, in my mind, is a game changer. And let me just say here that this gift is one of the counterbalancing gifts for yesterday's lesson, the gift of choice. When we make the wrong choices, we must learn to find the same level of gratitude as we receive when we make the right choices. For most, that is a new muscle that needs to be developed. From my earliest recollections as a young child, I remember my grandmother always telling me, "Todd, in all things, find gratitude." I'm fairly sure I did not fully understand that then. But as I grew up and life would do what life does, I remembered that, and I always tried to celebrate the gratitude in the good things, but more importantly, find the gratitude in the difficult things. Today, I believe that lesson has come back in spades in 2020. COVID is the common ingredient, no matter where you live or what your circumstances, that is not so gently reminding us of what we have to be grateful for and what we need to find more gratitude in. Gratitude is an inside game. It is your internal scorecard of how you are interpreting life's events, as well as how you are letting them impact you. I was reviewing some of my archive lessons in the weeks after COVID hit. I remember one of the lessons that I wrote called Silver Lining Living. I wrote this 20 years ago. The thesis for this lesson was a simple idea that a setback is a setup for a comeback. I posed the question early in the lesson: what is your most natural response to the setbacks or challenges that you experience in your life, and maybe even last year? Excitement or anger? Frustration or happiness? Positive or negative? What is your most natural response to the challenges and setbacks that you experience? Regardless of your answer, being grateful for all things, the good and the bad, is the recipe for living life well. There are 3 truths about our life worth being mindful of when embracing an attitude of gratitude. Number 1 is there is a reason, a purpose for every single life event we experience. It's that straightforward. We've just got to find what that is. The second thing is no event, good or bad, creates a permanent reality in our life. They are just simply points of impact that we experience as we go through the life of making choices and managing disciplines and being grateful for all things good or bad. When we talk about surrender, surrender is a beautiful muscle to have when you experience life as life comes at you, because it throws good things your way and it throws bad things your way, it throws easy things your way, it throws challenging things your way. And so no event, good or bad, actually creates a permanent place in our life. We don't just freeze and never change. And so then the third point is that if we are to go to a new level with challenges and with setbacks, we must think at a new level while going through them. If we wrap all of that in gratitude, life expands. Other than that, life contracts. When things are working out and feel like they're part of the plan, you will feel forward progress and you will experience the potential for even more growth and success. When things aren't working out and feel like they're not part of the plan, you will feel a stall and the road gets rough. In those moments, you have the power to interpret, to learn a lesson, and change. Both of these tracks, if you will, lead to exploring your actions and experiencing more significance. Gratitude is a state of being. It's not a random event. There is so much to be grateful for. Remember gift number 1? The gift of life? There's breath, there's intelligence, there's relationship, there's health, there's finances, there's food, there's home. I mean, there are so many things to be grateful for. And whether you have a gratitude journal, whether that is handwritten or electronic, or a daily gratitude ritual, focusing on what you are grateful for enlarges and enhances your life experience. And when the road gets rough, which it invariably will do, asking gratitude questions is key to getting to the other side. A question like, what is good about this? A question like, what lesson is this experience teaching me? So if I find out what's good about this, I can be grateful for that. If I learn a lesson that the experience is teaching me, I can be grateful for that. My father passed away 2 years ago. Simply devastating. Every day since then, I've spent time in solitude, living back moments in his 92 years, and why I'm especially grateful for those moments. I was diagnosed with cancer. As I sorted through all that goes along with that, decisions and treatments, any or all of which can spin a bad attitude, I just kept asking, what is good about this? What about this is going to make my life and the life of others better? Because of this gratitude, I share my experience everywhere I go. I know right now, in the midst of recording this, at least 18 people who are alive today because of me asking a different question about cancer. And that question is, what is good about this? Talk about gratitude. I am grateful that 18 lives have been saved. And I guarantee the 18 lives that I played a role in impacting them so that they would make different decisions and choices, yesterday's lesson, they are extremely grateful that I found good in my own cancer. I've had nearly 3 financial death experiences, every one of them extremely painful. How are you grateful when you find out that one of your employees has stolen over $1 million from you? The lesson. I mean, how do you, what is good about that? Well, I learned 2 things that I'm so grateful for. And because of that, I believe I've built even more wealth, both emotional wealth and economical wealth. My 24-year-old son, John, was driving along the Pacific Ocean right before Christmas last year. And he called me to say, Dad, I'm looking at the ocean and feeling so grateful for life and opportunity. Thank you for teaching me gratitude. And what he said was game-changing. I'm so grateful that I learned the lesson of gratitude. That is powerful. The list could go on and on and on. The point is clear. Gratitude is taken for granted when things are going well, and gratitude slips away when things are not going well. Gratitude, no matter what your circumstance, is a mandate. As gratitude increases, so does joy and happiness. And we'll talk about this in gift number 20, which is the gift of happiness. Find a reason in all things to be grateful. That is the challenge I'm throwing your way. So the question of the day is, where and how would getting specific rituals in place bring more joy and happiness into your life? If you could figure out that ritual, and if you could make one of the backbone practices of your life, experiencing, celebrating, and acknowledging gratitude every single day, it would blow your mind as to where your heart and your spirit and your joy and your happiness will be. This is an important gift. Treat it seriously.